Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
So, hello everyone. So this is Ink, which is basically a game that looks a lot like Super Meat Boy, and maybe if we have time at the end of the game, we will see in the credits that Team Meat is part of the tanks. So let's talk about the basic. It really looks like Super Meat Boy. You can jump and jump again from the walls. The interesting part is that the game is a very specific atmosphere based on colors. As you can see, when you are moving to the ground or sticking to the wall, you are able to spread some ink, and the ink is very important to be able to reveal the part of the levels, and so you can see how it looks and how to go to the exit. You have a double jump, and from the double jump, the little square that you are manipulating is able to spread some ink in addition. You can see these enemies. These enemies are very particular. You need to, on some puzzles, some levels, you need to eliminate them all if you want to unlock the exit. You have like 75 levels, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And these 75 levels are separated into three worlds, and each world is as final level a boss to beat. So this is basically the first world. You need to. It's like you don't have too much risk to be killed. You can fall into the void. You can. The little enemies are very particular because if you touch them from the ground, you are able to die, but as long as you're jumping, most of the time you will be able to eliminate them, even if it looks like you are rushing on them like horizontally, but it's fine.
Yeah, as long as you move downwards, you will generally always kill them.
The thing is that you're supposed to have a double jump, and the double jump you only can do it once, but it can be reloaded each time you stick to the wall, or if you
Dang.
touch the ground.
Okay, I messed up there.
So by using the double jump, you are able to use the same wall to climb on the top of the level. The funny part of the game is so that basically when you play the game like casually for the first time, you don't know how the game looks like, so you need to splash a lot of ink to reveal the part of the levels. But when it comes to speedrun, well, it's kind of beautiful because you can see she is playing the game like as if she knows everything. That's the case. So that makes the game like quite challenging because you need to know everything to be able to do them fast. So this is the first boss. You only need to wait that the enemy is coming down and then you jump on his head.
Yeah, and that's RNG. You can lose up to 7 seconds here just from the boss falling down slower.
So now we are going to the second world. Second world, the game is really particular because you can see that the levels are almost similar, but as you can see, you have now some spikes that are added to the game. So now you have need to be very careful because as you can see, when you die, you only have to restart from the beginning of the level. So the world 2 is basically looks like the first one, but with additional risk of dying. And each world has is new mechanic to add and to propose for the gamer. It's well, if you want to go fast, it's a challenging game.
Here we have the moving blocks as new element. Makes it a bit harder. Here I'm doing a little skip. You can get under this block so you don't have to wait for it to move back and forth. Oh nice, this is the biggest skip in the game. It saves about 6 to 7 seconds.
Yeah, normally you're supposed to pass to the right, but if you're able to get the good cycle, you can pass with a clutch moment to the left and it's fine. So as you can see, the fact that some platforms are moving, and when you want to go fast, you will basically do the levels with an invisible platform. It starts to be really quite challenging. Now you can see some triangle turrets. They will shoot fire bullets, but each time they fire, it's in the straight line. So it's all being able to dodge the bullets is all about having the good cycles to be sure that you won't get hit and restart the level. As you can see, it's really fast because we already are on the level 43 right now. If I remember, like the top of the runner are able to do times like close to 10 minutes to finish the game. So as you can see now, you have like some mixed difficulty because of the spikes and on the triangle turrets at the same time during some levels. And you need to destroy some enemies to unlock the exit. And so, as I said, you have two solutions to reload your double jump.
That was close.
You can touch the ground, or you can hit a wall to being able to have your double jump available once again. But you don't have your double jump reloaded when you hit enemies, so you need to be careful about how you do the levels. On this level, normally you have to wait for the platform, but it's possible to pass without waiting for it.
Yeah, you don't really have to use any of the platforms, but in some levels it's harder to skip them.
So this is the second boss, and she probably will try to do an animation skip at the end of the level.
The blocks are trolling me. I got it. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that saves about 4 seconds if it doesn't play the animation, if you die at the same time as you kill the boss.
So because of the pattern of the boss, it's normally possible to do this skip on the 3 bosses, but for some reason, because of the pattern of the bosses, it's possible to do them like during a run on the second and third one. Third one is like quite challenging, but it's possible. But doing this skip on the first one is really complicated because of his patterns. Because as she said, you need to both do the last hit on the boss and at the same time dying, so it's very difficult. At least for the first boss and the third one. It's a little easier to do it on the second one. So now we are on the third world. It starts to be complicated because, as you can see, you don't have triangle turrets. Now you have circle turrets. They basically shots. They have homing shots, so you need to be careful because the bullet will just follow you. At the same time, you have this platform that once you have eliminated the enemies, they will disappear. So you need to be careful about which platform you will step on it. And now we can see these keys. It's basically the same mechanic as Super Meat Boy. Some part of the level are unlocked, and you need to grab some keys to unlock this part. So most of the levels, because of the keys and the locked parts, you need to respect the order of the game, like the developers build the game. But on one particular level, it will be possible to skip a little part of the game without grabbing a key. So as you can see now, this level looks like one of the first levels, but with some additional difficulty because as you can see that the platform can fall right after we eliminate the enemies, and we need to be careful about some turrets.
Okay, that wasn't the intended way, but it worked. And here you have to be a bit careful. If you have too much momentum, then it's easy to pick up the key and miss the enemy.
Sometimes we had like some bad lucks. It can happen sometimes, but the game is not really well coded, and sometimes for some unknown reason, the double jump didn't roll correctly once we have hit on a wall. So sometimes it could be very disappointing during a run if it appears, if it happens.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And the next level is like the hardest in the game. I hope I can get it first try. Yeah.
Here we go.
Nice.
Doing this level like first try is very difficult because of the invisible platform that are moving.
And here I'm trying to skip the last key. Yeah, nice.
Nice.
And so the boss is coming up and I'm gonna try and get stuck under a platform so it can't shoot its laser at me. And time is when I touch the door after the boss dies. Okay, that didn't work.
So now we have a circle, find some light.
I'm doing it the regular way now.
She tried to do a particular setup to be able to do the animation skip, but because it doesn't work at the first time, she...
Time. Yeah, so you can get the animation skip if you get stuck under the platform, but it's not that easy. Okay, so shoutouts to the other ink runners, Bad RNG and Monkey Boy. And if you want to learn this game, hit us up on Discord or Twitch. And yeah, oh, shoutouts to ROM Master. He made us an auto splitter. This helped very much optimizing the game. So yeah, that was ink.
Thank you. So, up next. Up next is coming up Maniac Mansion by Nis3. Looking out for that.
Look to the sky, out to the stars. Believe what you find, no matter where you are. You can go on and make this world a better one. days come and gone, feeling undone, shattered and torn. How will we belong again? We stand in line and we amend for a better time.
Okay, hey everyone, I'm Nisfree, and I'm gonna do a Maniac Mansion speedrun. Alright, I can take the countdown. I'm supposed to count down, okay. Yeah, do it.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.